Hello and welcome to Woodbridge, the best town around. My name is John McCormick. I'm the mayor of this great town, and we're here tonight for our second annual celebration of Pride Month. We're joined by a whole host of people behind me. To my far right is Glenn Morgan. He's the head of our Human Rights Commission. To his left is 5th Ward Councilwoman Debbie Meehan. To her left is Assembly Speaker and 19th District Assemblyman Craig Coughlin. To my left is Anthony Wilkinson, who runs the Avenel Performing Arts Center. To his left is Kari Manzini, who is the LGBTQ plus liaison from Woodbridge Township. But to his left is Dave D'Amico, who is the head of the Middlesex County Jail, who is the LGBTQ plus liaison for the state of New Jersey. Did I get all that right? All right, very good. So we're inside today because if you're watching this, whenever you're watching it, you'll remember the Canada wildfires, which for some reason had the smoke travel over 1,000 miles down to New Jersey, and it's really not that safe outside. So we're having the event inside, but we will get out and raise the flag as soon as we're able to do so. So I just got to tell you, I had several calls today from residents asking, what is the mayor going to do about this smog and smoke? And I said to my secretary, well, tell them I got my firefighter gear in the car, and as soon as I'm done with the flag raising, I'm going to go to Canada and do what I can. I mean, it's like the people a couple years ago who asked about the lanternflies. Why aren't we doing more to stop the lanternflies? I don't know. I've been asked about what am I doing about the deer? What am I doing about the squirrels? There's too many of them. I mean, we get all kinds of questions. But I thought today, what's the mayor doing about the smoke is really over the top. But anyway, that'll all be in my book. I would like to introduce a guy who I actually met way back, I guess about 8 years ago, when he was at Colonia High School giving a talk to the kids about being bullied and the dangers of bullying and all of that kind of presentation. And if you can imagine a high school filled with 1,200 kids in a gym and not one sound. Not one kid looking at a phone, not one kid talking to somebody next to him, not one kid horsing around. Everybody's ears and eyes were on Anthony Wilkinson, and he gave that speech, and we met afterwards, and I just thought the guy was tremendous. And then we went to, a bunch of us went to Caroline, others went to New York to see a couple of his plays, and as we developed plans for the Avenel Performing Arts Center, and we sat around and we were thinking who can run it, and all of a sudden Carol says, well, what do you mean who's going to run it? Anthony's going to run it. And it made perfect sense. And it started out incredibly strong, and COVID hit 11 months after we opened, and we're still recovering from that, as most theaters are and restaurants are. But I can't tell you how much, how good Woodbridge Township has been because of Anthony Wilkinson's leadership of the Performing Arts Center and Curtin's Restaurant. He's an amazing human being, a wonderful person, and we're so proud to have him. I'd like to ask him now to say a few words.
Thank you, Mayor. I just want to, again, this year thank Woodbridge and everyone here who is present and not present, who has shown such support for the LGBTQ community. The raising of the pride flag means so much to our community, and especially this year, I think even more now than ever, we're seeing such a divide and so much backlash from so many people because they don't realize the importance of the message that this sends out. And to what the mayor had just said, yes, I was bullied as a child and abused in ways because of the fact that I was different. So when people ask, how come we need to have a pride flag? How come they need to have a celebration? Well, this is why, because it was for that reason that if we understand it at a young age, then we won't have bullies, and kids will be more understanding, and they will be more accepting, and they won't have the prejudices that they had when I was growing up. So I can only hope that the other towns around us can continue to demonstrate the same thing that Woodbridge has been demonstrating for the last few years. So I thank all of you for your support.
Thank you. I'd now like to ask Officer Manzini if you'd like to come up and say a few words.
I'm going to keep it short. Just want to say that I'm thankful for the opportunity to serve as Woodbridge Police Department's LGBTQ liaison. This amazing group started by some folks with Garden State Equality and Dave D'Amico here really have been transforming communities throughout New Jersey by having positive LGBTQ representation in their community through law enforcement, and it's been fantastic. We've been able to do amazing things because of that. One of the things that I'm really particularly proud of that was an idea that I got from being a part of the New Jersey LGBTQ liaison group is Safe Place, which is a program that was started by Seattle Police Department that the police department was able to license. And now we have a bunch of our businesses and community partners who are a part of the Safe Place program, and we're ensuring that people in Woodbridge Township know that not only are we an inclusive community, but that we will ensure that they have the same rights and ability to live a happy life through the Safe Place program. So,
Explain more about what it means. The Safe Place, but
so
people can go.
sure. The Safe Place program is an initiative. They're large, colorful stickers that say Woodbridge Police Department Safe Place. Basically, it was started to get victims of hate crimes to get into businesses and seek the police department's help. Because historically there is a lot of underreporting of anti-LGBTQ crime. And so with this program, we have been able to not only have positive representation throughout the township, but also we've been able to demonstrate that we will take all hate crime seriously and make sure that people get some help that they need and that they feel comfortable coming to the police department, and that we're not going to be this scary organization that they need to hide anything from. We're going to be there to help them through anything. So thank you. Appreciate it.
We have the head of our Human Rights Commission, as I said, Glenn Morgan. We're also joined by other members. Luis is here, Denise is here, Don is here, and we have a very diverse group on that, including different sexual orientations, different nationalities, ethnicities. It's a wonderful group that does great things for our town. Glenn Morgan, the chair, would like to say a few words?
Hello, everyone. How's everybody doing today? You good? Okay. I can just tell you from a Human Rights Commission standpoint that it's just a pleasure to be a part of this township, to take on the task of just working on trying to bring people together, all different ethnicities, cultures. That's what my mother was about, and that's what I'm trying to continue that same process. I can only hope that we can just continue to spread the word, create that inclusiveness, and there's a lot of things I have planned to create that environment here in the township. And part of it has been really already created already. So these are just small steps that we're making to make it happen. So it's a pleasure to be here and be a part of this township, to run the Human Rights Commission. Thank you for being here as well, Don, Denise, part of my people that here, and Lou. Got Lou's in the house too. All right. So it's a pleasure. So thank you.
Thanks, pal. That's officially the shortest speech you've ever given, man. I want to recognize Middlesex County Commissioner Charlie Kenny, former councilman. And now I'd like to introduce our Assembly Speaker and current 19th District Assemblyman covering Woodbridge, Sayreville, Carteret, Perth Amboy, and South Amboy. Both Craig and I won our elections yesterday. We had grueling primaries. Neither one of us had an opponent, which just goes to prove that we're better than nothing. That's enough. Craig Coughlin.
There you go. I'm better than nothing. That's good. So, thanks everybody for coming out. Thanks, even though the air is, this is a remarkable day, isn't it? I mean, you walk outside and you've never seen anything like this before in your life. But thanks for coming out, because we are better as a community, we are better as a state, we are better as a people when we celebrate each other, and we celebrate each other and what the beautiful things that make each of us different from one another. and bring us together in an inclusive way to be a community. So I want to commend Woodbridge and the mayor for what they do to foster the positive attitude towards inclusion. I want to commend particularly Officer Mancini, who has just been an incredible champion of teaching us all at his very young age. I know he's young because he went to school with one of my kids. Yeah, that's true. But of teaching us all and of bringing us together, and in many ways his courage in stepping forward as a law enforcement officer, who sometimes that is not seen as a terrific pathway to success. But Officer Mancini has stepped up, and I've gotten to know Dave through across the state. We're on a regular basis, and I'm telling you, you couldn't have better advocates. You couldn't have people make a difference any better than those two gentlemen. Thank you for what you do, and Anthony, you're just a shining example. You're infectious. Anthony is, I think that's the word I'd like to use. If you sit down with him, you're going to like him. He has an infectious spirit. He sometimes can talk a lot. But he always makes you, if you come to know him, and that's really what makes us great as a society. If we come together, if we get to know people, if we get to share time and spend time and understand one another, we're going to be really fine. And I think that's what you see here today. And that's why I commend the mayor and Woodbridge for their flag raising. That's what you see in the leadership from the gentleman behind me. And the recognition of everybody who's here, and the Human Rights Commission chaired by Glenn. So thanks everybody for coming out. Thanks for letting me be a small part of it. Let's really celebrate. Let's celebrate New Jersey. That is what is best about us. It is our diversity that makes us strong and great. And it's a chance to shout that to the highest mountains today if we were outside. But anyway, we won't shout in here. We'll be by our presence here. We're making a bold statement. So thanks everybody for coming out, and thanks for letting me be part of it.
Thank you, Craig. And you see, the people behind me are why we're the best town around, folks. Let me call up Anthony and present him with this proclamation for LGBTQ plus Pride Awareness Month, June 2023. Whereas Woodbridge Township recognizes the pursuit of human rights, equality, respect, and inclusion for all citizens, and steadfastly supports an end to all forms of prejudice and discrimination, and that no one should live in fear or endure persecution and or violence arising from sexual orientation or gender identity. And whereas LGBTQ plus individuals have an immeasurable impact on and make vital contributions to our nation and community, to include cultural, political, civic, military, and economic influences, and are committed to promoting equality and fostering a welcome and supportive environment for all. And whereas, while society at large increasingly supports LGBTQ plus equality, it is essential to acknowledge that the need for education and awareness remains vital as the primary vehicle to end the pattern of discrimination, bias, and prejudice. And whereas the Office of Mayor and the Municipal Council call upon the residents of Woodbridge to embrace the LGBTQ plus community and to work together to foster a warm and hospitable community for all. Now, therefore, I, John McCormick, Mayor of the Township of Woodbridge, in concert with Woodbridge Township's Municipal Council, do hereby proclaim the month of June of the year 2023 to be LGBTQ plus Pride Month. Congratulations, Anthony. Please accept this on behalf of the community from Woodbridge Township. Thank you very much, pal.